It's almost become obligatory to have a Pie Jesu in a Requiem. The first noted Requiem to take those little words from out of context in the Dies Irae prayer was Fauré, and his Pie Jesu was just for solo soprano. Mine is solo soprano with choir in the background, and what they actually contribute is a version of a theme that we've heard in the first movement in a rather creepy chromatic sort of form. And it's straightened out here and made more diatonic, and it becomes. So there's already a sense, I think, that we're moving towards the light. And the soprano is singing really just a very simple song-like prayer. Blessed Jesu, Lord, grant them rest. And, well, I thought, following in the tradition of Fauré, it should be set simply. And people have often asked me, do you prefer it sung by a boy soprano or an adult female soprano or a young female soprano? The answer is it doesn't really matter. It's one of those solos which you either have to know nothing about vocal technique and not worry about it, or you have to know everything. I've heard very good performances done by 10 or 11-year-old boys who bring a simplicity and purity to it. And I've heard very good performances done by expert professional sopranos. Anything in between can be problematic because it's a solo which is quite exposed, and it ends at the very last note on a top A, where really you have to just soar above the choir and the orchestra and hold that note for as long as you reasonably can. That's asking a lot. And I've known experienced soloists absolutely shaking in the wings before we go on because they're thinking about how they have to sit through the first two movements and then stand and deliver this really quite exposed solo where it has to be very pure, so any little flaw or imperfection is much more obvious than if it was something dramatic and operatic. It's a hard solo. I didn't mean it to be. And I've heard some wonderful performances, but I've certainly known singers who've had difficulty with it.